What's up, everyone? I'm happy it's Friday. Welcome to Sign1News. I'm Sign1News anchor Christopher D. Johnson. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. The governors of Florida and Texas intentionally loaded up hundreds of migrants on buses and dropped them off in Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts and at the home of Vice President Kamala Harris in Washington, D.C. They did it to send a political message and protest the Biden administration's immigration policies. The majority of the migrants were from Venezuela, which is facing a severe humanitarian emergency right now. Dropping the migrants off angered the White House and lawmakers, both Democrats and Republicans. Critics say the Republican governors are doing more damage by taking advantage of the migrants' desperate situation just to make a political point. We want to warn you. Some of the information in this next story may be disturbing to some viewers. Outrage is growing in the case of Iowa teenager Piper Lewis. Lewis was just 15 years old when she stabbed 37-year-old Zachary Brooks to death inside his apartment in 2020, where she says he raped her multiple times. Lewis was facing up to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter. But a judge agreed to erase her guilty plea if she completes 5 years probation. However, now she also has to pay her alleged rapist family $150,000. Iowa law requires the court to make offenders pay at least $150,000 if they kill someone, no matter the circumstances. Rights advocates are angry, saying there have been several instances across the country where victims of sexual abuse and trafficking face punishment rather than protection. A GoFundMe campaign set up by one of Lewis's former teachers has already surpassed $394,000. The Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles voted to deny a posthumous pardon to George Floyd for a 2004 Houston drug conviction. The decision came in a letter to the Harris County Public Defender working on behalf of Floyd's family. The board did not cite a reason for its decision. The board originally voted unanimously in 2021 to recommend a full posthumous pardon for Floyd, but then reversed its decision. Floyd died in 2020 after former Minnesota police officer Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes during an arrest. Floyd's family can reapply for a pardon in 2 years. A federal judge has appointed a special master, Judge Raymond Dearie, to review the materials the FBI seized in the search of former President Trump's Florida home. Trump, who sued in court to obtain the review, recommended Dearie as a candidate for the role. Both sides agreed on appointing him, and most analysts say he is well respected. But in addition to appointing Dearie, the federal judge rejected the Justice Department's request to resume its criminal investigation into classified documents seized at Mar-a-Lago. The judge says she does not believe the DOJ's claims that national security could be at risk. A new biopic hopes to shine a new spotlight on the life of late singer Whitney Houston. Actor Naomi Ackie will play Houston in the upcoming film I Want to Dance with Somebody. The movie follows Houston from her start in a New Jersey choir to becoming one of the most recognizable recording artists of all time. Record producer and executive Clive Davis, who signed Houston to her first album deal, produced the film. The musical biopic is due in theaters December 21st. Roger Federer, one of tennis's all-time greats, is hanging up his racket. He just announced his retirement less than 2 weeks after another legend, Serena Williams, bid farewell to the game. For the last few years, Federer has been plagued by injuries, including 2 knee surgeries in 2020. But his legacy will last for years. His 20 Grand Slam titles places him third on the all-time men's list, 2 behind longtime competitor Rafael Nadal. When Nadal heard the news of Federer's retirement, he tweeted, "Dear Roger, my friend and rival, I wish this day would have never come. It's a sad day for me, personally, and for sports around the world. It has been a pleasure, but also an honor and privilege to share all these years with you, living so many amazing moments, both on and off the court. And speaking of great athletes, take a look at this jersey. Do you recognize it? It's the number 23 Chicago Bulls jersey Michael Jordan wore in Game 1 of the 1998 NBA Finals. It was worn during one of the most famous seasons of Jordan's career, known as The Last Dance. Jordan wore this jersey for the game against the Utah Jazz. He scored 33 points, but the Bulls still lost the game. However, the team eventually won the NBA championship. Well, someone just shelled out $10 million at a Sotheby's auction to own it. Everyone was shocked at the final price tag. This is the most money anyone has ever paid for a piece of sports memorabilia. Sotheby's says it solidifies Michael Jordan as the undisputed GOAT, greatest of all time, proving his name and legacy is just as relevant as it was nearly 25 years ago. And that's it for today. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. And a reminder, the Sign1News Saturday virtual show team is taking a break for the summer, but we will see you real soon again in the fall. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. But if you prefer to watch it on television, you can watch it at home on Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku. Have a safe weekend.